Hi, and welcome to Session 3 of the Nearpod module. If you remember, our goal for the Nearpod module is for you to become familiar with Nearpod and learn to create and edit lessons so that you can use Nearpod effectively in your classroom. In Session 3, you are going to learn how to create your own lesson, either by importing a PowerPoint or other formatted lesson you already have, or by creating one in the Nearpod and using its tools. So let's go ahead and get started. As you can see, I have already signed in and I am in my Nearpod library, and I'm going to show you my favorite and the easiest way to create a Nearpod lesson. I do this all the time. I save them and then I delete them, and I save them and I delete them every week. I use it for my language lessons. So we are going to click Create Your Own Lesson. And in this case, I'm just going to do a precipitation lesson like I might for science. So notice right here it says drag and drop, and that is why this is so easy. You can drag and drop a PDF, a PowerPoint, or a PNG file. And I use PowerPoint a lot because it's easy for me to do, and I can make it cute, and I can do different colors for the font. So all I do is drag it and drop it right there. And it is, as you can see right here, it is loading, and when I get that little check mark and get my little message down here at the bottom, it says OK. I click on it, and now it is processing, and sometimes that can take a few minutes. It just really depends on how long and how memory heavy your PowerPoint is. This one was pretty small. It just has 5 slides, so it shouldn't take it too long to process, but I'm just going to go away for just a minute while it processes, and then I'll bring you back. And once it has finished processing, you come to a screen like this, and we just need to title it, and I'm going to title it Precipitation, and I'm going to title it Precipitation 1, since this is our first one we're doing here. I'm going to give it a grade level of first. You do have to put in a grade level in a subject. My subject is going to be science. Save and exit. And when it's finished, it will appear right here. It's saving in my library, and there it is. And so if I click preview, we can see it right here in the library. Now I will show you one thing very quickly. So here's the opening slide. Here's a slide where they can circle things, and here's where they can write something or draw or write. Now this in the original PowerPoint is actually a video, and the video will not transfer over. So I'm going to show you how you can get around that in just a minute. And then one more, fill in, and there it is. So that is the extent of this slide, but it's not quite ready to go because of course we have to do a little bit of editing. So let's edit this, because as it is right now, the kids can't do anything on the slide. So we're going to click on our slide here, this one right here, because I want to convert it to a draw it. So right up here, I'm going to just click Convert to Draw It. And in this case, quite often I will keep the original slide just so that I can talk to the kids about it, and then put them on the slide where they can draw. So yes, I am going to keep both slides and do that here as well. Just because I can say, okay, here's what you're going to do, and then I can put them on the slide where they actually do it. This one is one that I need them to be able to write on because it asks them a question and they have to draw something, so I'm going to convert to a draw it. Most of the time I convert to draw it, just because you know, they can write or they can draw pictures, and it's pretty open. And then this one as well, so I'm going to convert that to a draw it. And yes, I want to keep the original. Now I could just get rid of this one, but I'm just going to leave that here for now. There's no sense in me getting rid of it at this point in time. But I will show you how you can get around that when we create another one. Actually, I can show you that right now. So I'm just going to click on it, and I'm going to delete this slide. Yes, I do want to delete it. And now I'm going to add a slide. And I want to add web content. And I'm going to go right over here and get the URL for where I'm going. And then I'm going to put it right in here and paste it. Oops. Sorry, did the wrong thing. Copy. Control copy. And now I'm going to paste it. There we go. And let's go ahead and test this link. And there it is. And it shows a time lapse of 4 feet of snow in Evergreen, Colorado. So we can just stop that. Our link is good. And so we're going to save it. And this might take just a minute, so I'm going to turn this off while it does that. Okay, so now we're back, and there is our website right there. But this slide has to be after this one because this asks them to write something about it. So I need to move this one, so I'm going to drag it right to, nope, right to here. Right to there so that they can look at it. And now I'm going to save and exit. And hopefully it'll, there it is, right there. So now let's preview and see what happens. And there's our slide. There's where I'm going to tell them what to do. Here's where they can actually do it. Here's where I'm going to tell them what to do. Here's where they can actually do it. Now, if you teach older kids, you probably don't need to do that, but for first graders, I find it very helpful. And then here is our video, the time lapse of the snowfall. Now, when you do, let me just turn this off since it has music in the background. Sometimes you have to be careful because you get this sort of thing. So you'll need to be on top of that when you're watching it with your kids. And of course, make sure you preview your videos before you put them in. And then here's where I tell them what to do. And then here's where they will write about it. So this is a really nice little and easy way to import a lesson. So we are good with that. I like that a lot. So I'm going to go back to my library. And now I'm going to show you how to create a lesson using the tools that are in Nearpod. So we're going to go back to create your own lesson. We're going to do basically the same topic. So if I were going to do it from here, I would need to add content. And this is going to be my opening slide, so I'm going to do a slide. And this is where I would put my title in. And you can drag and drop files here. We're not going to do that quite yet. I need to put in a title, so this is precipitation. Hopefully I spelled that right. I can't see it very well. And if you look over here, you can see that you can pick different themes. There's not a lot of them to choose from, which is part of the reason why I like to do PowerPoint. But I'm going to go ahead and use this one, just because it's blue like rain and water. And then here I want to add some text. So I'm going to click the plus, and I want to say, I can tell about different types of precipitation. And that's pretty tiny for this big space. And you can, of course, well, let me just do this first. I'm going to make it huge. And right down here, I want to center it so it looks better. And then I want to move it down. There we go. That looks better. You can, of course, put an image in the background. You can change the layout. You can add an audio. And you can also put in a picture if you'd rather have a picture here. So we're going to save this. Exit. Yes. Save it. So now every slide that I do will have this theme. So it is processing, but we're not finished. We're going to do one other slide. We have to have at least 2 slides. So we're going to add a slide. And this time we're going to add an activity. And the activity we're going to add is a poll. And we're going to do this one. So we're going to click poll, and it's going to ask us to put in a question. So our question is going to be, what kind of precipitation might we get if it is very cold? And then we can put in our answer options. Our first choice is rain. Our second choice is hail. And I usually call it hailstones, otherwise they think I'm saying a bad word. We're going to add sleet. And one more will be snow. And then we are going to save right here. And by the way, that little number meant how many characters I had left, how much space I had left. So there's our poll. And so that is automatically that sort of a slide. Now you can also, and I'm going to go ahead and put in that, the video that we pulled from the other one, you could do that here too by adding web content again and going through that same process, entering the URL and saving it. But we're not going to do that right now. We're just going to leave this like it is with our two cute slides because we need two. Because of course you could add many more. You could put in, you know, another activity. You could add just a slide that gives information with a picture. You could do a draw it slide. So there are lots of things that you can do. So I'm just showing you the basics of how to get started. So we're going to save and exit this one. And this is going to be Precipitation 2. Still grade 1. And our subject is still science. So save and exit. And while it's doing that, I'm going to turn this. Nope, it's right there. Okay, so there's our Precipitation 2. I'm going to do one more. So this is going to do Precipitation 3, and I'm going to show you how you can combine those two. So we're going to create our own lesson again. I'm going to add a slide, add content, add a slide. This is going to be, and I'm not going to do everything I did last time, but I just want to show you Precipitation. We're going to save it. Now we're just going to do a little pretending here, and we're going to pretend that we put in a couple of slides, and then I'm going to show you that now I can still drag and drop my PowerPoint right here, and it will just add it onto the end. So I'm going to let this do its thing, and I'll bring you back in just a minute. So you can see I did the Precipitation 1, Precipitation, so here's Precipitation 1, here's Precipitation 2, here's Precipitation 3, and this is the one where I combined the two, where I just started it with the Nearpod tools, and then I added in the PowerPoint. So there's the Nearpod one I did, and then I added in the PowerPoint. So you could, of course, add in several Nearpod slides and then the PowerPoint slides. Very simple and easy to do. So let's talk a minute about what your assignment is then, or your task is for this session. You have to create your own lesson. You can create it from a PowerPoint and pull it in. You can do a partial Nearpod, partial PowerPoint and pull it in. You can do a total Nearpod created lesson and just create it straight from there. You do need to have at least 2 activities, and you need to have at least 5 slides. And it should be something that you can use in your classroom because, remember, I want to know if you're actually teaching it. So try to make something that is relevant to what you're doing in your classroom, or you will be doing in your classroom. So, as you can tell, Nearpod is very easy to use. You've got those PowerPoints you've already made, those PDFs you've already made, pull them on in and make it interactive. It's a great tool, free stuff, and it's great. So enjoy, and I hope you've had a good time and that this will just be a start of lots of new and exciting things for you to learn in this session. Thanks for watching.